We are back for the odds-on edition of the group chat. Phill, and Super Rugby, it's back this weekend. How good?
There is so much NRL happening, specifically on Saturday, that I almost completely forgot about Super Rugby. But yes, starting from tomorrow?
Friday night?
Saders Canes.
Big one down in Christchurch.
And then a much bigger game. Blues Chiefs.
Yeah, rematch of last year's final at Eden Park.
Very, very exciting.
Yeah. Nope. Plenty to be excited about, like you said, NRL this weekend. Pre-season challenge, week 2 out of 4? 4 pre-season weekends for the NRL.
Does
that sound right? Because they're off in March 8th, is it, or 15th to Vegas?
Indeed.
So yeah,
it can't be that many. Surely.
And we've got NRL All Stars this weekend.
It's 3.
3. Okay.
3 preseason.
Cool. NRL All Stars this weekend.
Yep.
Premier League, of course.
Yeah,
back in action.
Harvey Norman.
A-League.
Yep.
Both New Zealand teams in action this weekend, the Phoenix and Auckland FC. Going to be an interesting one for Auckland FC because they come up against Western United. Currently third on the table. Auckland FC is still top. But Western United handed Auckland FC their first ever loss back in round 9 when they lost 4-0 at home in front of their home fans. So a big test for Auckland FC this weekend, and the Phoenix head to Melbourne to play the Victory tomorrow night. Victory, you could say, have been consistently inconsistent. 3 wins, 3 losses in their last 6. You just don't know what you're going to get from them. Real mixed bag, but one thing we do know is the Phoenix have not been up to scratch. But they have signed Sporting FC or Sporting CP. What would you call him? Climbed through the ranks. He rubbed shoulders with Bruno Fernandes, Diogo Jota. You said he's a Bruno Fernandes wish playing in the cam. Hopefully he brings a bit of spark to this Phoenix side and they can make a bit of a late push.
Yeah. They need a bit more attacking value. Maybe give Costa a bit of support.
A little bit of support up top. Hopefully some more quality chances maybe in the final third.
I can't help but feel like they're really missing Zawada this year. Someone big, someone threatening.
Up top.
They're a small team at the moment.
Yeah. No, and then obviously we just watched match week 15 game from the Premier League this morning. Everton,
spicy.
Liverpool, the last ever Merseyside derby at Goodison Park. Drama-filled game, finishing 2-2 at the end.
Great derby.
Good game to watch this morning.
Love
4
to see.
red cards, plenty of yellow cards.
Lovely. Always like when footballers get up and try to fight each other.
Plenty of shit talking, especially from the fans. It all looked like the Everton lads were having a good time after. And celebrating a draw like they've just won the league.
Red cards, left, right, and centre, all after the game.
Yeah. Nah, it's a good watch.
Exciting.
And then obviously...
Great half volley.
Yeah, what a finish. Volley. So Everton scoring first. Liverpool replying 5 minutes later before Salah put them up 2-1 in the second half. And then 90 minutes, 5 minutes out of time. How about scoring in the 98th minute for Everton? Dirty stuff.
Bit of volleyball action, bouncing around, couple pushes, boom.
Yeah, probably
top
a foul.
Bins, insane volley. Don't care.
Anyway, helps out Arsenal because they've stolen a point from Liverpool there, thanks to Everton. So we're only 7 points behind the old Gunners. Still hope. Because I think if Liverpool take 3 points from that, 9 points clear, 14 games left.
GG.
Yeah, it's probably pretty... You could almost have one hand on the trophy if you're Liverpool. But we're still in it. Black Caps Pakistan tomorrow night as well. 3rd game in the Tri-Series. Still no Ravindra. Stitches in the forehead will do that to you. So we'll see how that goes in the lead up to the Champions Trophy. Now, because the Super Rugby is starting, because the NRL is right around the corner, it is the dawn of a new era for the Odds On podcast.
Hello.
We warmed up with our gut plays. We warmed up with our hot streaks and our stat plays. All just to get to this moment. We could call it season 2 of the Odds On.
Oh,
and we're going to go head to head. I'm going Super Rugby.
Okay.
You're going NRL.
Yes.
And we're going to have a bet each weekend on our respective codes. And we're going to see who comes out top.
All right.
That's the first change.
Mm-hmm.
Second change is we're calling a ladder lineup. So a ladder challenge. We start with $10. You keep rolling that over until we get to the $1,000 mark. And we're going to take turns. So I'm going to go first and have a bet this weekend, $10 into whatever amount. If I win, I'll go again next week. And I'll keep rolling it over and over and over until I either get to $1,000 or I lose.
Okay.
Once I lose, your turn to take over, Phill. And it'll be your turn to go $10. Roll it over, and so on. So we'll see if one of us can get to the $1,000 mark. Who knows? What's the maths? If you're doing it about $2, it should be about 10 bets maybe. So we'll see how we go off that. And then
are you betting on Arsenal? Is that where this is going? He's going to keep betting on Arsenal until they
there's no value
win
because they're playing Leicester this weekend. And $1.25. Yeah, the $1.35. I'm going to be eyeing up around the $2, $1.90, $2.10 mark, anywhere in that kind of range.
I see.
So you're almost doubling your money each time.
I see.
That's my philosophy.
Yep.
And then the third and final one we're going to do is a lock versus laugh. So we're both going to have two bets at the end. One that I think is an absolute lock, shouldn't lose, safe as houses, and then a long shot. And you're going to do the same.
Cool.
And we're going to keep track of it all.
The laugh, I feel like, is just going to win every time, knowing our track record. So
yeah. Well,
and the lock will falter somehow magically. This is just like the stat play all over again.
Always seems the case. But yeah, excited for Super Rugby season, excited for NRL. Plenty of stuff to get around. So why don't we just call it Odds On Season 2? We're going to keep track of it all.
Bye-bye NFL.
We're going to see who comes out on top. NFL is...
How bad was Patrick Mahomes? Oh, wasn't he just terrible? Wasn't he just terrible?
He was
Eagles
bad.
all over him.
He did miss some pretty average throws.
He got hounded.
He didn't have a lot of... he misses some bad throws. But he also, like you said, was absolutely hounded. He didn't have a lot of time to do what he normally does. Yes, if he makes a couple other throws that he should be doing, like there was one he threw behind Kelsey, one he threw at Kelsey's toes. He misses Hopkins right at the end of the first half when he's wide open. Could just hit him in the chest, 30-yard gain. Uncharacteristic misses.
Uncharacteristic from the refs as well, not calling roughing the passer every 10 seconds and giving 15 yards. So that was fantastic to see.
Yeah, lots of people were pretty happy to see how that game was officiated. And then Hopkins comes out after and says there were some pretty touchy calls, but you're not going to report on that, are you? That's all right. I mean, when it's 40 points to 6, the refs can't do much about that. No. There's only so much they can help, and that is not
bring in the technology. Get rid of the chains.
Getting rid of the chains.
Bring in the
such a staple, though.
You're a multi-billion-dollar company. Come on, sort it out.
I think it's just all part of it. Anyway, the road to Super Bowl 60 in San Francisco begins now.
Anyway, Super Rugby.
Okay, let's go. So what are we calling this? We're calling it the 50-22 versus the 40-20.
Indeed.
You're going to have your 40-20 bets on league. I'm going to go 50-22 on the Super Rugby. Since it was your idea, you want to start us off?
40-20.
We need to get a little sound thing where we can go 40-20 and then have like a 50-22 something. We can just play at the start of each segment. Maybe that's what we'll do.
You need the OG Super Rugby intro music is what you need.
Yep. We'll see if we can find that.
The 2012 era.
And you can have a NRL soundtrack.
And then we can get copyright striked and...
Sounds good.
Fantastic.
Sounds good. I'm all for it. Let's hear it. 40-22.
The Harvey Norman All-Stars. Okay. Boom. Plenty of Harvey Norman replays, I'm sure. Indigenous All-Stars taking on the Māori, and the Māori look absolutely stacked. So this is a little bit of a no-brainer, and it seems like a no-brainer for the bookies as well. $1.57 for the Māori to get over the Indigenous All-Stars. Playing out in Sydney. We've got Kalen Ponga, which is an absolute treat. Will Warbrick. Gagai at centre. Got a Charles Nickel-Cockstad. Nickareema's jamming. Fisher Harris is playing. Jordan Rickey is playing. Leo Thompson's playing. Jacob Labat. We're just
Lots of
Keanu
names.
Kenny off the bench. Who
Wait,
was
are these? When is this game being played? Friday.
this Saturday.
So none of these guys are then playing in the
Correct.
preseason stuff for the Warriors or
Correct.
their club teams.
Correct.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, Keanu Kenny off the bench, I think, is going to be insane. Xavier Willison, who had a great season for the Broncos as well last year, coming off the reserves. But then obviously, Indigenous, they still got the hammer. They got Brian Kelly. They've got Camperera, who's definitely going to score for sure. Lock that in. But I think, it's just multi-teams too stacked.
You're not going a Camperera for your lock maybe later on?
Well, maybe. So $1.57 is the first pick. And going into that is preseason.
Mm-hmm.
So $1.57 is a very humble bundle at the moment.
Yep.
We need something a little bit spicy to pick it up. Sharks take on the Raiders. You would have seen last weekend Sharks drawing
12 all.
The Waz, 12 all. Pretty much a B-side for the Sharks and still looking decent.
Are they running out of B-side this weekend?
No, sir. Fully fledged team. Adam Fanua Blake gets his run out.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Nico Hines is playing.
Mm-hmm.
Kennedy's playing. Molitalo's playing. Trindle's playing. Yada, yada, yada. Captain McGuinness is playing. So I'm backing AFB to score on his
oh, wow. Okay.
first run out for the squad. And he's paying $4.40,
Sure.
which is absolutely tasty. And
What was he paying a score? You probably don't know this off the top of your head, but towards the back end of last
It's
season.
like $1.80.
Yeah.
I
So
swear.
it's pretty pretty likely.
And he's looking in top tip shape. He's looking cut. He's looking shredded. And you've got a captain like McGuinness to back you up. You've got some cheeky passes from Nico Hines. I reckon he gets over the line.
Yeah, okay. Bulldozes his way through on
I
debut.
think he will. We know he's really good at those post-meter gains. So
That is great
440.
value for someone that would have been around at $1.80 mark to score any time last season.
that was my perception. And I was much joyous to find that he was $4.40 to
wow, that is actually wild.
bump my first 40-20 multi.
And what do you get for your $1.57, your two-legger?
I just had it.
So we're gonna put $50 on it each week, and we're gonna
Is that
track.
what we do?
We'll do 50. We'll do 50s.
So 50 into 690.
Oh,
This is a great start.
wow.
3, 4, 5, 40.
Okay.
$50. It's fine.
$50 on the multi each week, because we should be pretty confident in these. That's the plan.
Well, I'm confident in mine. Yours are going to be terrible because we got to keep track of these, right?
we do. So we're going head to head.
So what happens if we get 1 out of 2? It's just null and void. We just
No, because
you
you
have to
got to
multi
hit
it.
the multi.
All right,
You
done.
got to hit the multi.
done.
Okay, so
And this is also value too. Not only do you have to get it right, it's who's getting the more value, surely.
well, yeah, because I could do a $2 multi,
Well,
turn my 50 into 100, and you
it's gonna be a
lose
season
yours.
total.
But it's the total to see who comes out either in the green. If we're both in the green, whoever's got the most profit
Mm.
versus each other. If we come out in the red, hopefully we're not coming out in the red. But
All right.
if you lose your multi, you're down $50.
High stakes.
That's the issue here.
High stakes.
Anyway, I'm going Super Rugby, the 50-22. My first leg is going to be the Tars beating the Highlanders over in Sydney. 1-12 winning
Yep.
margin. The Highlanders, they look like the least inexperienced New Zealand team. They're under a new coaching regime. If anyone can turn it around, it's probably going to be Jamie Joseph.
Mm-hmm.
But I think we need to see how they perform. I'm not overly confident in them to get the win, but I do think they'll keep it close, which is why I'm
The
going
1 to
towards
12.
the Tars 1-12. Now, the Tars' worst season in the comp last year, worst team in the comp, finishing dead last, but they've been benefiting from the Melbourne Rebels disbanding. So
Okay.
they've picked up some good players. They got Suoliti in there, who's obviously made the jump. They actually look really good, and I think 1-12 at $2.80 is a great start for my 50-22 multi. And then I'm going over to the Drua versus the Brumbies.
Oh,
now,
yes.
the Drua are at home. We know how good they were at home last year, winning 6 of 7 games at home.
Yeah.
They are underdogs, have come in slightly since yesterday when I was looking at this.
Mm-hmm.
Brumbies $1.70 favourites. Now, first game of the season, points total is at 56.5. They're over in Fiji. It's going to be hot. It's going to be humid. A chance of thunderstorms potentially. But I'm thinking after the 60-minute mark, the scoreboard is just going to be absolutely ran up. Not a lot of defending being played. So I'm taking the over 56.5 total points in that game. I'd love to see the draw get up, but I'm not going to back them to win just yet. And I've got
high-scoring game.
My two-leggers, Waratahs 1-12, over 56.5 in the draw at Brumbies game, $50. Now, did you odds boost yours?
No.
What did yours pay?
$6.90.
Eh?
440 into 157. What's yours? 3 something.
Nah, 523.
Oh, yeah.
So $50 into 261. No odds boost.
No odds boost.
What does odds boost get you? 277. Cheeky. Okay, so that's my 50-22 going up against your 40-20. That took a while to get out.
Great job.
Okay, cool. We're going to lock those in. We're going to regroup next week, and we are going to keep our running total, see who comes out on top.
50. 50?
50 bucks on. Correct.
And yours was?
50 into $261.80.
Okay.
Nice little $5.23 multi for those two legs.
Huge buffer if I get this up then.
Yeah. Yep.
Well,
All
good
right.
luck.
Next is the ladder lineup. $10 to $1,000. I'm going to start with your Chiefs. I like them to win.
Nice.
I really like them to win against this Blues side on Saturday night. Revenge spot here for the boys. I'm not going to take them to win. I'm going to take them plus 5.5. A little bit safer to start this challenge because I want to get to week 2.
Close game.
Keep it close within a try. Not a converted try, just a try.
Yep.
$1.90 for plus 5.5. I'll take that, turning my $10 into $19. Let's start it off. I would say with a bang, but it's not really with a bang. Let's start it off nice and easy, build our way into this challenge.
Cool.
That settles that. Now, lock versus laugh. Let's round up with our lock versus laugh. Hit me with your lock, Phill.
It's tough. I talked about this briefly because of the Warriors obviously playing the Storm. And then you factor in the All-Stars game. No Pompey, no Nickel Cockstad, no DWZ. No co-captains. Fisher Harris is out because he's playing.
Yeah.
No Mitch Barnett.
Yeah.
So you're looking at it's still a decent team. It's slimmed down.
Yep.
Storm, no Warbrick, no Hughes, no Grant or Katoa either.
Feels very thin.
And to see the Storm at around $2, what was it, $2.20 or something, I was a bit surprised. But I can't consider that a laugh, nor can I consider it a lock. So...
No.
AFC, we'll go to the football. We talked about Western United. They played them in the preseason in a 2-1 result. They then lost to 4-0. I think that 4-0 is a bit of an outlier, a bit of a shock result. The week prior, they conceded their first ever goal to the Knicks, thanks to Barbaruzes. The last 4 games, they have scored first, AFC, and I think they do it again here. Okay. So the lock is AFC to score first against Western United at $2.
Nice. I like it.
Cool.
My lock is going to be an American winner at the Genesis Invitational on the PGA Tour.
Of course.
That pays at $1.73. So that gives you the likes of Scotty Scheffler, Colin Morikawa, Justin Thomas, Patrick Cantlay, Sam Burns, Tony Finau, Jordan Spieth, Will Zalatoris, Keegan Bradley, Cam Young, Wyndham Clark, and Akshay Bhatia. All some of your top American players. There's
any of them to win?
Any of them.
So you're still on the Scotty Scheffler train even after the Pebble Beach?
But I'm going... You'll like the next one. So just an American winner at the Genesis Invitational. Obviously, you got Rory in there.
Yeah.
You got quite a few good Europeans, but I just think there's going to be an American on top, which leads into my laugh. I'm sticking with the golf. I'm going on the exacta, the 1-2, so it's actually under the dual forecast market. First and second in any order, so I guess it's more of a Quinella. Scotty Scheffler, Colin Morikawa at $34.
Wow.
That's my laugh.
Well, 34s is certainly a lot larger than mine.
Oh, okay.
But
to hear.
I'm glad we have themes here. You've stuck to the golf.
Yep, you're
I've
sticking
stuck
with
to
the football.
Man United take on the Spurs, two teams that are kind of struggling a little bit.
I think if either team won here, I would probably laugh. So if you're playing into that,
Spurs kind of injury hindered at the moment. We've got what about 10 first-team players, I think, something like that. 10 of the squad anyway. I think we both concede here, to be honest. We've got no Martinez. He's gone and done his ACL. But we're not as bad as Tottenham, so we win here. And I think I've gone for correct score. Man United 2-1.
Nice.
At $9. The laugh is that we're just both absolutely terrible.
Yeah.
At the moment.
No, I can
and
get
we're
behind
both lacking in some serious quality in terms of whether it's injuries or because Man United loaned out half their players in the last transfer market. 2-1.
Nice. I like it. I like that it's actually a laugh as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just because both teams are horrific at the moment.
Anything worse than this is if this game is a draw. That would be absolutely...
it just depends what Spurs side comes out, because you never know with Spurs. They're just so Spursy.
You never know with the Spurs.
But 2-1
you never know with
fair.
Man United either. So
2-1 seems fair. Is it at Old Trafford? Or is it at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium?
That's at Tottenham.
Okay.
So draw is paying $3.60.
Yeah. What about like a 2-2 correct score draw?
Well, I really don't want that to happen, to be honest.
No.
But I'll have a look for you. A 2-2 is $9.50. So I much prefer the 2-1 win for United.
Naturally.
And it's still paying $9s. If we want, yeah, sure, why not? Manchester United to win 8-1, $251.
Wow, 8-1.
7-0, 2-0.
Both teams to score still.
Yeah.
8-1 at Hotspur Stadium. That'd be a hell of a laugh.
Yeah, anyway, no thanks. 2-1, $9.
Nice. Okay, so just like previously, I'm calling it on season 1 of Odds On. All our bets will be on the profile. You'll have your lock, laugh, and your 40-20 multi. I'll have my lock, laugh, my 50-22 multi, plus the ladder lineup challenge on there as well. So if you are listening, you want to follow along, you can copy those bets straight from our profile. If you are going to have a little bet this weekend, have some fun, but do it responsibly, and we will catch you next week for an update on the odds, the ladder table on our 50-22 Super Rugby versus the 40-20 NRL multis. Let's go.